All right. Cool. What's going on, everybody? It's good to see you here. Glad you could make it. We had to reschedule this coaching call. Actually, we normally do these at 12 p.m. Pacific on the 14th and 28th, but we had to go a couple hours early. Got a couple of trainings I'm doing today, and so we had to schedule this one a little bit early. So sorry about that, but business as usual for the next coaching call on the 28th. All right. Let's see. Can you guys not hear the audio? Someone's saying they can't hear the audio. I saw several of you said you're good. One in the chat box if you can hear me okay before we get started. Okay, good. So looks like it's just typical GoToWebinar glitch. No big deal. All right, cool. Hey, guys, what's going on? It's William Mears sitting at the home office here. I'm going to pull up some slides. What do you guys say? And we're going to cover actually some stuff outside of the slides, so don't freak out or anything. Covering some good stuff. So let me jump into the presentation here. All right, cool. Lots of exciting stuff to cover today, too, by the way. Glad you guys could make it. For those of you who are new, you're definitely going to want to pay attention to this, maybe even watch it a couple times because there's a lot of stuff I'm seeing. We have a massive number of new people coming in, and I just want to make sure that everybody's pointed in the right direction and knows what to do, where to find stuff, and, for example, what the Facebook group is for and what it's not for and things like that. And so hopefully that this session will cover most, if not all, of that. Obviously, at the end of these things, we always do Q&A. If you've seen any of our past coaching calls, we're on number 11 now. So there's quite a few for you to look at. And see what I'm talking about. But, yeah, we've got plenty of coaching calls for you to review and as well as the regular training. So welcome to AdWords coaching call number 11. This is our quick overview. I always do this at the beginning of every coaching call. We've got a simple process that's wash, rinse, repeat. Basically, you do your offer selection or your vertical that you're stepping into, keyword discovery, build your website out for it, make your AdWord campaigns, your call-only ads, optimize them and scale them, right? It's just nice and easy, right? Wash, rinse, repeat. This is the process, okay? It doesn't matter if you're doing affiliate, local, does not matter. This is your process right here, okay? And we do have process maps. I'll show you where those are at a little bit later. Some of you have been asking about those. We put them in the advanced tools section because, again, it's more of an advanced thing to follow a specific process outside of the normal course of training. So, all right, like I said, big day today. What we're going to be covering today. So we're going to cover the results of Llz00 Vegas. That was our Vegas event that just happened the first part of March here. And lots of good results coming from that. We're going to talk about local client business models. Some of you have questions on how to bill for leads and how to close the leads, how do you take the money, blah, blah, blah. Lots of stuff there that we're going to cover, and including my recommendations because a lot of people are asking me about that. So I want to make sure that's covered. I'm going to show you guys market research part 2. So there's several different ways to do market research, and we covered one in coaching call 10. We're going to cover another way, and this is called the JV deal, okay, or known as joint venture. So JV deal, really cool stuff here. You guys are going to like this a lot. Then we're going to cover something called the Llz00 Hero Tour. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit, the application and details. We'll talk about that later on in our training here. Process maps and Battle of Fort Lauderdale training, which is our sales training, as well as scaling. And so I'm going to show you where these are at, where you can find them, where everything's at, and all that good stuff. Then we're going to do a couple of hot seats. So for those of you who have microphones and want to jump on live and ask me questions, you can do that. If you don't want to do a hot seat, that's fine. There's no pressure there. And after the hot seats, obviously we're going to do Q&A. You can see they're listed at the bottom. So that's what we're covering today, okay? Lots and lots of good stuff. Q&A sessions usually go, you guys know how they go. They go a while, as long as they need to really pretty much answer everybody's questions. Okay, so quick little bit of housekeeping here. 1 second. We got to get my hookah started here. Goodness, I'm running a little bit behind today. Okay, so review requests. A lot of people brand new in this. There is a process, okay? There's a link to that inside the Facebook group. There's also links to that inside of the training for review requests. It's a very specific format. We ask that you stick to it, you follow it, because it helps things move faster in the ticket queue, and that's very important right now more than ever as we ramp up our support, our back office. We're actually bringing on new people, and we're cross-training, training people up, and so during this transition period, yes, I'm handling the bulk of the tickets for Llz00 Adz, and so it's a lot of pressure on me right now. It's okay. I just want you guys to be aware that response times, if we follow this, they'll get better for sure, just with this. But also keep in mind that things are going to get better regardless because we are ramping everything up. So obviously following the format, it's just going to be good, a lot less back and forth, okay? Regular AdWords-based support. So if you've got an AdWords question that's not review request related, put AdWords at the beginning of your subject line. Okay, put AdWords at the beginning of your subject line. Very simple, right? A lot of people miss this, though. If asking questions, I want you to provide as much information as you can. I don't care if you're too specific. There is no such thing. Be as specific as possible. When you ask general questions, the best I can do is give you a general answer or a guesstimate answer. And you didn't message me or message support in general to get a general answer. You message support to get a specific answer, but you have to ask specific questions. If it means asking several questions, then ask several questions. It's okay. But provide as much information as you can, okay? That's going to prevent a lot of that back and forth, okay? All right. William and Chris's Facebook, another important point. It's not for support questions, okay? We have a support desk, support@llz00.com. That's what it's for. This is why we keep things off of Facebook. A lot of people were wondering, well, not a lot, a couple people were asking about it and wondering why. It's not for offers. We get a lot of those. Please don't do that. This includes our profiles and in Facebook chat. I get blown up in Facebook chat all the time. Please don't do that. That's not what our Facebook is for. If you want to reach us directly, support@llz00.com. That is your channel. Okay, we created it for that very reason, among many other reasons. But support@llz00.com is going to work for you. The AdWords and the regular Llz00 Facebook group, okay, here's what it's for. They're for ideas. They're for your questions to your and input from your peers, from fellow members, not from myself, not from Chris, okay? There we go. They're also for research resources, sharing tools, tips and tricks, and, of course, any kind of success stories. We all love those as well. But keep in mind that it's not a support channel, right? The Facebook group is for support from fellow members, not from William, not from Chris, okay? If you want support from us, support@llz00.com, okay? That should be very, very clear. We've laid this out in every coaching call we've done. It's on the main page now. There should be no reason why we're missing that. So, again, it's not for asking, the groups are not for asking support questions that are direct to support. Please don't tag myself. Please don't tag Chris. This distracts and takes away from what we're building on or what we're doing if we have to come into Facebook and respond individually. And then if we respond individually, now we're answering support questions in the Facebook group. That's not what it's built for, right? So please don't tag us. That's why you don't tag us. They're not for expecting answers from William and Chris. So sometimes, a lot of times, I'll go into and read the posts. I like to stay up and current on what people are doing, what they're saying, what they might need help with, especially if they're not getting any answers from anybody else. And I'll chime in, but it's not expected, right? If you want an expected answer, guess what? You got it. Support@llz00.com. So put in the chat box for me really quickly. Okay, how do you get a hold of me? What do you do to get a hold of me? How can you get a hold of me? Support@llz00.com. Courtney got it. Everybody else is saying support via support. Yes, support@llz00.com. Love you guys. Okay. I know it sounds, you guys are probably laughing. You're like, oh, my gosh, this is so simple. I get it. Listen, there's people that miss this, though. There are, and so I have to cover it, and that's why I covered it at the beginning of every coaching call, is because we have new members. We're going to have more new members, and so I don't want anybody to feel out of place or feel like we're not taking care of them. Like someone actually made a comment earlier this week. I'm not going to call anybody out, but someone said that, wow, this is the first time I've seen somebody not, as an owner of a Facebook group, not want to be tagged in the group. That's sad. And I'm thinking, from his perspective, okay, I could see that. But from my perspective, in my chair, all the shit that I've got to go do, right, on a daily to take care of you guys, it's a requirement. I have to have that. And so, I mean, in order for me to serve you guys to the best of my ability and our support staff to do the same, those things, as trivial as they may sound, going through that housekeeping, it's extremely important. And so I would ask you that are on the call today, when you're in the group and you see somebody write some stuff like that or write some negative comments or anything, step in there. It's your group too. Step in there and say something. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be angry or anything like that. Just say something. Let them know, hey, that's not the place for this, or hey, you might want to try support at Llz00.com, right? I would really, really appreciate that help from you fellow members, helping each other out. That's what the group is for, right? All right. Okay, so what's coming up, right? We've got lots and lots of stuff going on. Some of the stuff you might already know if you've been on some of these coaching calls. That's okay. I'm going to go over them again. So we've got review request support training. That's up. That's obviously going to, as we transition through that and get through that, it's going to free up more resources and time off my plate, which is going to be more awesome stuff for us, okay? All the stuff I've been able to do so far is just within a very, very short time period of a few months. And it's only getting better. I've got lots and lots of stuff lined up, okay? So this is really important that our support staff gets revamped and upgraded. We've got the Done For You WordStream access in the works. Hopefully launches by mid-March. I know you're laughing because today's the 14th. I get that. The process, I'll tell you guys where we're at. The process is done. I've got to post it into the members area, make an announcement in the Facebook group about it so that everybody knows. And then we've got to continue training our staff up on the WordStream process, okay? So it's going to be a transition period. It'll launch by mid-March, okay? It should launch tomorrow or the day after, so sometime this week it will launch. But it's going to be, it's not going to be instant, okay? Not for everyone, because we have a lot of members that we've got to bring up to speed on this through support, okay? So that's all back office stuff. You guys don't see any of that, but trust me, it's a beast, okay? There's a lot of stuff to do there, but it will launch mid-March, no doubt. We are hiring additional support staff. We've actually already hired some, and we're hiring more. And the Llz00 Adz Vegas results, we're going to go over that. So software and service updates, okay? So these are things that are coming down the pipe. Some of you might have heard me say something about these. Pretty cool stuff coming down the way. So we've got Sid's Done For You voicemail drops. Sid's Done For You voicemail drops, okay? I can show you where this stuff is later, but we have a section for that in this coaching call. But Sid's Done For You voicemail drops, awesome, because you don't even need a list, okay? Then we've got a software that we're building out. We'll launch it in summer as a beta, and then in the fall we'll launch it member-wide, right, to everybody that's a member. And when I say launch, I don't mean charge more money. It's included, okay? So it's not going to cost you extra for this. It's part of what we do because it's going to open up all kinds of different traffic for you, regular paid traffic like regular Google search, Facebook traffic, LinkedIn, any kind of traffic you want to drive to a web page. You'll have to use a web page, but that's okay because we're going to have phone call retargeting, SMS retargeting built in. It's really cool, okay? Really cool. So the Done For You WordStream access, already talked about that, plans for mid-March. You guys know what's coming up. The best part about all these things is that this is all the access to this is included in your monthly membership, right? It's not going to cost you extra or anything, okay? Cool. Any questions about what we've covered so far? Q&A is at the end, but any questions on what we've covered so far? Someone said, I don't know how you cover this so calmly every time, major props. Hey, listen, man, it's my job. I don't say job because job sounds so crappy, right? It's my calling. It's what we do, right? And I do want you guys to succeed. That's not a joke. Let's see. Oh, crap. You guys are responding like crazy. Hold on. Let me make the chat box bigger here. Let's see. Let's see. Will we have our own access to WordStream while Done For You is being launched? No. Right now, no one should have access to their WordStream. If you do, please don't access it. All access should have been turned off, actually, until Done For You is launched. Appreciate that. What's going on, Jesse? I didn't see you there. It's good to see you, brother. I hadn't seen you in a while. Let's see. How do I apply to get hired for support? If you're serious, support at Llz00.com. And, yeah, I never even thought to ask you guys, but, yeah, support at Llz00.com. How do we get in on the beta group? You know, I haven't even established that yet. Once I have a working beta on my end, I'll be going through it, testing it, and I'll probably roll it out to, I'm thinking at least the Llz Nation. So like our mastermind, right, the Llz Nation members will get access to that beta. And I may slowly roll that out to select individuals based on people that are driving, you know, actually have clients and or offers, right? Just depends. I haven't set guidelines for that yet, but I will set guidelines for that. Is the software just for Llz00 Adz members or the SEO members as well? You know, that's a good question. I haven't established that with Chris, but it's for sure for ads members. If it's for SEO members or not, I don't know. I mean, because it's not really an SEO thing. And you'd need to drive traffic, and you'd need to use our additional training. There's a ton more training coming out for all these different ad platforms. Once we have this software, all these ad platforms are going to be more valuable. So let me explain. The ad platforms, you can use Facebook right now to drive phone calls. No doubt. No doubt. You can do it right now. It's just going to cost you a hell of a lot more than once the software is out. Once the software is out, your costs are going to go way, way down, and you're going to have the ability to do what no one else is able to do, because this is a software that is first to market. It's one of those kind of things, all right, where nobody has it, okay? So SEO members, probably not. I mean, I'll talk to Chris about it, but probably not. Let's see. Will voice drops be included as well? Yeah, so voice drops service, the access to the service at that price that you see listed for it, because there is a price for the voice drops itself. Those aren't free, right? But you have access to it. You have access to that price point, if that makes sense. So those aren't free. But access is included into the membership. I mean, if you were to go outside of Llz00, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot more than what it costs inside of Llz00, okay, inside of Llz00 Ads. Good questions. Good questions. Any other questions before we get rolling here? Hey, okay, this is a good question. I only have the basic Llz00 Ads. So like all you SEO members, you only have the basic Llz00 Ads 1 through 7, right? Someone's asking how they upgrade. Anybody know? I'm just curious if anybody knows. Somebody's got a question like that. How do you upgrade? Dennis, Dane, Steve, Kevin, Marshall, Steve again, Jessica, Dietrich, Philip, Carlos, Hillary, all of you that I just mentioned, Peter. Hey, what's going on, Peter? All of you guys just got it. Support at Llz00.com. Damn straight. Like, our support desk will take care of you. They're really good at that. Let's see. They sent a support. Send one in again, David, and do me a favor. Send it AdWords at the beginning of the subject line. AdWords I want in, I think is what we use. There's a slide at the end of this that I usually show at the end of the coaching calls for people that want in. But, yeah, if you put AdWords I want in, it'll either get forwarded to me or support will I'll make sure. I'll look for you in support and make sure you get taken care of. Yeah, details on the upgrade, that's all, again, support at Llz00.com. Support at Llz00.com. Someone got it. Dietrich, you got it. If in doubt, always support at Llz00.com. Love it. You guys are sharp. Okay, cool. So let's talk about Llz00 Ads Vegas 2017. I should have loaded up pictures. I just didn't have time to load them up, but they're all over Facebook and inside of the group as well, so probably don't need to see any of that. You'd rather just hear about the results, right? Okay, so the results are, and this is initial, by the way. I haven't tallied up how many clients have come in from the event, post-event, because everybody knows, like, you get follow-up business and calls and whatnot. The Dart Brothers even have some clients after the event that came from the event. So, but while we were at the event, 6 members walked away with 7 clients at the event. And here's the interesting thing. When I say clients, I don't mean a commitment to do business. You know, if we were counting that, we would have had probably close to 15 to 20 deals, okay? I'm talking about funded deals, money in the bank, okay? And that's over a Friday and Saturday. Think about that for a minute. Friday and Saturday, 7 clients locked down with lots and lots of commitments to do business for the next week, okay? Now, again, like I said, more clients have been closed from the event. After we all went home, I don't have any totals on that yet, but I'll work on getting that for you. Total money collected up front. Remember, we work off of small money up front, small deposits up front. So, but altogether over $1,500, okay? That's what was collected. And here's a pro tip for you. So Sid's voicemail drop service works really, really well. A lot of people were using that and did very well with that at the event, okay? All right. So, business models for pay-per-call. A lot of questions on this, and I understand. So, there's no set way to do this. Okay, you run your business how you see fit because you're the captain of your ship, right? Not me. I'm think of me as like going to captain school, right? Once you're a captain, though, you're a captain. You make the call. I will give you some recommendations on how I do things, how Chris does things, but keep in mind that at the end of the day, it's your call. And there's a reason why Chris and I make recommendations because we know it works. If you want to do something different, that's on you, right? I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna say, hey, you shouldn't do that. I'm just gonna say, hey, this is what we do, right? Now, if you come to us with problems on what you're doing, that's okay too. Just be aware that guess what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna recommend things to you, probably the same shit you've already heard. Okay, I'm just shooting you straight. Because I don't work off of business models that I don't know work, right? I'm only going to give you what I know to work. And that's probably all you should expect from me because that's all you need, right? Anything beyond that or outside of that, or if you try to do something a little bit different, it may cost you, right? And so that's why we make these recommendations. So local client business models. Put a 1 in the chat box, by the way. Let me see some 1s for the people who are going after local clients. Shit, that's practically all of you. Okay, cool. One of you wants to. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Another would like to. Got it. Great. All right. So local client business model. So this is actually going to be a very useful little piece of training here. So the Llz00 2.0 tracking software, but there's others like it, right? You can use our software that we have, Llz00 2.0, but there's others like it. Right? There's ACT. I think it stands for Analytical Call Tracking. That's Joe Troyer's baby, right? That works. Okay. It's in fact, if anything, if I were to make a recommendation, use one of these two. If you already have this, great. You don't have to use Llz00. Nobody says you have to. We like when you do, but nobody says you have to. If you're not using one of these two though, and you're using something like CallFire and Excel sheets to manage your business, life's got to suck for you, and I'm sorry, but you should upgrade, right? So there's lots and lots and lots and lots of different platforms out there. These are the two best that I've found, okay? Those are what we recommend, okay? And you guys can tell Joe Troyer I recommended his stuff. He'll probably laugh, right? But yeah, seriously, these are great platforms. Stick with what works, right? All right, so there's options. You can have your client pay a flat rate per month, or you can do per lead, or you can do a percentage deal. Now, put in the chat box, let's see who knows what I recommend. Some of you might know. I don't know. Let's find out. All of you that said per lead, you guys got it. Everybody that said per lead, you got it. I don't recommend flat rate. Flat rate sucks. Flat rate, you might have to adjust, whereas per lead, you don't have to adjust as much. If you need to know how much to charge per lead, go back and watch Coaching Call 10. I cover market research, which is actually very important on finding out how much to charge per call, okay? Not that flat rate is bad. Does flat rate work? Yeah, you can make money doing flat rate. Will you make as much money as you do per lead or percentage deal? No, you won't. I can guarantee you that. So that's why I don't recommend it, right? That'd be like saying, barbecue A tastes really good, and barbecue B is the best barbecue I've ever had in my life. Would I be wrong in recommending A or B? Not really. But why wouldn't I recommend B? Because it's the best I've ever had in my life. You guys follow? Put a 1 in the chat box if you guys get that. Just want to make sure everybody's on the same page with my recommendations. Okay, good. So you guys are getting it. Now, percentage deal. Didn't mention that one, did I? Percentage deals you have to be careful on. My recommendation is to not start with percentage deals. You can graduate to percentage deals, but start from per lead. So if you started per lead and graduated to percentage deal, you're going to have a much, much better understanding of what a percentage deal would have netted you. Let's say for your first 3 months or 6 months with a client, you do per lead, right? And you want to ramp it up. You know there's a lot of opportunity there for that client, or maybe even your entire vertical, and you want to start offering percentage deals. You can actually go back and crunch the numbers on those 3 to 6 months and see what percentage is profitable for you and still very reasonable for your potential clients and your existing clients before you start switching everybody over to percentage deal. That way you don't lose money out of the gate, because percentage deals you can lose money out of the gate. Also, percentage deals requires you to have a lot of trust between yourself and the client. I like to just eliminate that and stick with per lead. That's my personal recommendation. But if you want to do percentage deals, I do not have a problem with that. Again, barbecue A, right? I don't have a problem with that. Just be aware of what you're stepping into. That's what I want to make very clear, okay? Goodness, my phone is blowing up over here. Okay, aren't you guys on the coaching call? Why is my phone blowing up? I'm kidding. All right. So there's a difference between free leads, upfront money. Anybody know what I recommend? Free leads or upfront money? You guys probably already know. Upfront money! Somebody said free. Shame on you. I would never say free. If someone asks me if I'm free to talk, I say, hell no, I'm not free. I'm available, but I'm not free. And I say that as a joke, but seriously, money up front, very, very important. That's my recommendation. Can you get clients with free leads up front? 1 in the chat box if you can get leads or get clients with leads up front. That's correct. You guys can. Barbecue A, right? Barbecue A. I don't know why I said barbecue A. I just didn't have good examples for you. Okay, so barbecue A, right? Barbecue B, though, money up front. The reasons why, I'll give you the reasons why I recommend that. Give me 1 second here. Ooh. All right, so the reason why I recommend money up front, there's actually several. So number 1, barbecue B all the way. I love it. Number 1, money up front requires skin in the game. So someone's deadly serious about your business and what you're doing for them, right, and working together with you long term if they're willing to put at least a little bit of skin in the game. Okay, they don't have to put thousands down. They could just put a few $100 and try it out, right? Their perception of value, their perceived value of your leads in their eyes goes through the roof compared to free leads, right? Someone got it. They question the lead's worth when they're free before paying. You're exactly right. In fact, they question it so much, they're usually turned off and they say, ugh, these leads suck, even if they don't, even if the leads made them money. But just because they were free, the perceived value was way too low, right? Another reason why money up front. Third reason money up front's good, you get paid for your efforts. Not every client's going to work out, and I'm okay with that. But you get paid for your efforts at least, right? That's important. Why would you do work and not get paid for it? Are you free? Do you work for free? Put a 1 in the chat box if you work for free. It's okay. I'm not going to judge you. Chat box is crickets right now. That's great. Someone said, please let there be crickets. That's funny. Okay. So you guys got it. Good. Money up front. Okay, so we got a couple options on payment then, right? That brings up payments. So we can invoice inside of Llz00 2.0 using PayPal, Or you can use Stripe invoicing with like Invoice Bus or Wave, right? Here's the deal. I recommend PayPal through Llz00 2.0. I recommend it. Now, even though I recommend it, there's reasons why I recommend it. It's because it's easy. It's really, really easy to set up. You can still take credit cards through PayPal. If you use PayPal, because right now PayPal is the only thing integrated with Llz00 2.0, people can, your clients can actually front load their account from their back office. And we teach them to do that, by the way, inside of the client engagement sequence we provided you. So yeah, I recommend using PayPal, okay? Stripe integration is coming. I have no idea when. Our developers are working on that, and when it gets out, it'll get out. Now, I recommend using PayPal, but I do Stripe. Everybody heard that, right? I recommend PayPal. So I recommend Barbecue B. Barbecue B is PayPal in this case, but I'm actually eating Barbecue A. Personal preference, right? Just a personal preference. No particular reason, by the way. I just like Stripe more than I do PayPal. Some of you might be there, right? All right. Now, can anybody tell me why I recommend 1 client per area or 3 to 5 clients per area? Which one do I recommend? Yep, most of you got it, 3 to 5. Why do I recommend 3 to 5 in one area? You guys tell me. I love this. You guys are on it today. Less risk, okay. Too many calls, round robin, weed out the crap ones. Exactly. Exactly. Out of 3 to 5, how many do I expect to be the winners? Out of 3 to 5 in one area. 1 to 2. Wow, you guys listen to me or something. I feel flattered. Thank you very much you flatter me. So yeah, 3 to 5 clients per area. 1 to 2 are going to work out and be good. In fact, if I remember right, and I'm pretty sure I do, in our sales conversations training under the Battle of Fort Lauderdale page, which again, if you don't know where that's at, I'll show you that. This is the reason I do that is because, or actually not the reason, I already told you the reason. I tell the potential client on the phone that I'm doing that. Whenever I expand, I say it something like this. Whenever I expand into an area, I'm expanding into your area. Whenever I do that, or whenever we do that as a company, we always look for 3 to 5 in your area. The reason we do that is because we understand, number one, we've got a lot of calls, and we can do that. Number two, only 1, maybe 2 people in your area are going to be able to work with us long term and handle the leads, and we're looking for that 1 or 2 people in your area that we can work with for the next 30 years, right? That's what we want. When you hand the business down to your not siblings, to your kin, to your family, or you sell the business, we still want to be your lead provider, right? Decades from now, and it makes a big difference, right? Especially with the positioning, right? Perceived value of your leads goes up as well when you say stuff like that, and you mean it. You got to mean it. You got to be genuine. So yeah, 1 client per area, not recommended. Everybody know why I don't want to do 1 client? I mean, we talked about, yeah, you spread out the risk, you find the 1 to 2 good clients, but can I make it work with 1 client per area? Someone's saying no. Can I make it work with 1 client per area? Yeah. Would I have to keep going back to that area? Yeah. Do I want to keep going back to that area? No. I'm a do it once, do it right kind of guy, right? I hope you are too. And if you're not a guy, that's okay, ladies. You can be a do it once, do it right lady, all right? See a lot of ladies in here. I love ladies in business. You know why? They kick our ass, guys. They really do. I'm not kidding. Love you, ladies. You do very, very good. Keep up the good work. That's for sure. All right. You can resell leads or exclusive leads. What do I recommend? Exclusive. Why do I recommend exclusive? Which one makes more money, reselling or exclusive? Which one makes more money, reselling or exclusive? Yeah, there's more value to exclusive leads. Higher value, exclusive leads, you guys got it. Keeps the better clients, absolutely. Someone's saying resell. Someone says resell makes more money. So it's a trick question. It's a loaded gun here, okay? I want you to treat it like a loaded gun. Very carefully. Think about this. So if you resell leads, is your quality of client going down? Yes, right? I'll go ahead and answer it for you. Yes. If you resell leads, will you make more money initially? Someone just got it. Thomas, you got it. It's short term. Resell is short term. Long term is exclusive. You guys got it. That is it. So if you look at it in the right perspective, which you should be thinking of this as long term business, this is a business. This is not a service or a fly by night or like, oh look, I got an order in today. It's not one of those kind of things, right? It's not a Shopify store. This is, and I'm not knocking Shopify or any e-com stuff. I'm just saying it's not the same model. This is something that has to be thought of and dealt with long term, okay, in order for it to be profitable, right? Okay, exclusive. Now, Round Robin does not resell leads. Round Robin just delivers exclusive leads to multiple people in one area, for example, okay? That's what Round Robin does, the Round Robin feature. And I say until the winner emerges, right? It's like a death match. Think of it as like paper call death match. Somebody's Highlander, right? There can only be one. Somebody's got to win, right? Okay. Very cool. So those are business model recommendations. All right, so part 2, market research, the JV deal. And we're going to use LinkedIn. Everybody knows I love LinkedIn, right? Someone's razzing me on my Highlander reference. I know, I'm old. I'm 32, but I'm an old soul. What can I say? All right, so let's jump into this. Market research part 2. Everybody ready? 1 in the chat box if you're ready. Let me grab some water and another hookah toke here. Okay, everybody's ready to go. Cool. So here it is. It's a mindset of expansion. Very important. I want you guys to understand this. Couple of questions. What is the value of what you're selling? Right? And we'll go over each of these. Have you embraced it? If you haven't embraced the value of what you're selling yet, you need to see the real value of your leads. Okay? Let me give you guys an example. So, pest control at $20, at $20 a lead for one client, delivering a volume of, let's say, 50 leads a month, which is not a lot. Let's just call it 50 though. How much money is that? $20 a lead, 50 leads a month. $1,000. That's exactly right. Now, minus my costs, let's call it 400. Right? That's going to put me at what? $600 profit. Now, we just went from a $20 a lead scenario and turned it into $600 a month. Okay? Value-wise. Now, if you keep clients, which you should have no excuses. I mean, if you follow our recommendations, you use the client engagement sequence, and you build a long-term business the way we're showing you, $600 a month starting, okay, profit per client. How much is one client worth at the end of the year? This is something I shared with the Vegas peeps, by the way. That's right, $7,200. A lot of you are math whizzes. Great. 600 times 12 months, you guys got it. So $7,200 a year per client. Okay? Someone's saying client lifetime value, right? Someone's saying client lifetime value. Does everybody know what client lifetime value is? If you do not know what that is, put a 2 in the chat box, and I will explain. Just want to make sure everybody's good. Okay, so a few of you don't know. So client lifetime value, it's a technical marketing term. That's probably why you don't know, and it's okay. That's what these sessions are for, right? Client lifetime value. It's the lifetime value in your business of a client. In other words, if I say the client lifetime value is 30 grand, then I know that every client I get eventually will average out to $30,000 in my pocket. Does that make sense? Lynn, 600 was the profit, not the gross. The gross was 1,000 minus ad costs of 400. You're looking at 600 profit. So 600 profit, 7,200 profit a year, right? Profit. I like to work on net. I don't like to work on gross. So 7,200 a year. How many years can you keep a client? Obviously, with a brand new business, it's hard for you to tell, but do some quick math on that. Someone saying 7, 30, 3. Some clients you're going to keep longer than others, right? Now, when you have retention in place and you're selling them premium leads, are they going to want to go anywhere anytime soon? Yeah, someone saying average 10 years. 10's a solid number to shoot for. 10's a solid number to shoot for. But even if it was 5, 7,200 times 5 is what? $36,000, right? Everybody got that? Am I right on the math? So $36,000 a client from a $20 lead. Everybody see that? So every time you pull a client in with money up front, let's say you have 50% retention rate, which is pretty decent. Okay, 50% retention rate. So 50% retention rate over the long haul means you would need to pull in 2 clients at something small. Remember, start small. That's our not our pitch, but that's what we're selling, right? So $20 a lead, 10 leads. That's a $200 deposit per client. So if you collect from 2 clients $400 up front, over time you'll have a $36,000 CLV, client lifetime value. Everybody follow that? By the way, that's assuming your volume doesn't go up on 50 calls. That's no optimization, right? That's just out of the gate with what you have. So as you optimize and you lower your costs, and as you pull in more and more clients, right, you refine your engagement sequence, which you can do. You can add to it. You can make it better, whatever you want to do to it. But over those 5 years, if you do nothing to it, you see what I'm saying? You're still at 36,000. I mean, that's with no improvements whatsoever. That's not counting the software that we're dropping later this year, opening up all kinds of different traffic, which means what? More volume, right? So if you have significantly more volume, that 36,000, I mean, it's realistic to in some businesses, I've already done some initial calculations on that. You're looking at, when it's all said and done over the next couple of years, next year, year and a half, when you get really up and running with what you have now and the new software that drops, so next 12 months to a year, or next 12 months to 18 months, you're looking at a client lifetime value going from 36,000 on something like pest control at 20 a lead to almost 100, maybe north of 100. And I'm not kidding. That's insane. Is that worth getting on the phone? One in the chat box if that's worth it to you. Okay, so you guys got it. So you understand the value of what you're selling now, at least more than you did before, right? Those aren't pumped up numbers. Those are real numbers. We have members that are getting 600 plus profit per month from multiple clients in a lot of cases, okay? So the key is now you know it. Knowing is not embracing it, right? Knowing is just knowing, right? Knowing, according to G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle. It's not the whole thing, right? The other half is doing something with it. But in order for you to do something with it, you got to embrace that as fact, right? You have to do more than know it. So I can't make you do that. I can only make you aware that you need to do that. How do you do that? You run the numbers yourself. The best way I can tell you, you can look at my numbers all day. You can look at members posting in the group about their success, which is awesome. It's definitely inspiring. It's definitely motivational. But at the end of the day, the most inspiring, the most informative, the best way for you to embrace it is to do it yourself. Because when you do it, there's something to be said about accomplishing that for yourself, which is why we get so many people posting in the Facebook group about, I finally did it. You know, I mean, you look at it and you go, well, good for him or good for her, right? I look at it and go, another one's in, another one's bought into it, which is good, right? That's what you want to be. Frankie, I really hope you are that person. I hope you're that next person. I really do. I mean that. I mean that for all of you. It's not that hard to do either. So let's move on the market research. I want to make sure that we hit that mindset and the value of what you're selling. It's very important. LinkedIn, it's always been an ace up my sleeve, right? I've always loved LinkedIn. It's great. Listen, everybody on LinkedIn is there to do business. Millions and millions of dollars a day in business done on LinkedIn, okay? They like to look at the deals they do as joint venture, okay? Joint venture deals are usually percentage. But guess what? You don't have to do a joint venture deal on percentage. And by the way, joint venture is a nice way of saying you're working with a company to produce a result together. So when you sell someone leads at a per lead price, are you still doing a joint venture deal? Yes or no? Yes or no in the box. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, you guys got it. Good. Can you switch to percentage deals? Yes. We talked about that. Barbecue A, barbecue B, right? You can switch to percentage deals. Hell, it may make more sense to do that, but let the numbers tell you that, right? Let the numbers tell you what the best deal is that makes sense, right? Someone's asking if there's time at the end for questions. Yes, we always do Q&A at the end. We even do hot seats. So if you got a hot mic, you want to jump on, we can do that as well. No problem, okay? All right, so how do we structure a JV deal? Anybody know? For what we're doing, specific to what we're doing. You could structure a JV deal a million different ways, but for what we're doing, how would you structure a JV deal? Everybody watching the screen? Everybody still watching? You guys getting it yet? So let's go over each of these. I want to make sure everybody's good. So you can do a percentage of profits. We talked about that. Do we want to start with that? Recommended? Not really, right? Not out of the gate. We want to do price per lead, right? Here's what makes a JV deal really, really awesome. Exclusive rights. Yes, your calls are already exclusive, but what if you were not only to sell exclusive calls, but maybe you sold exclusive calls to that area, exclusive calls, every call you get in their areas that they have. Let's say they got 20 locations, because that's the kind of deal you're going to be looking at on LinkedIn, by the way. 10, 15, 20 locations, regional deals, right? Regional deals, pretty cool stuff. Does that command premium pricing? Some people think it commands bulk pricing. Exclusive rights, premium pricing or no? Yes. You guys getting excited about that? You're like, holy shit, I'm way undercharging for my leads. Okay, good. Trial deal. What about a trial deal? What about a trial deal? And when I say trial deal, I mean pay per lead. Someone's asking, why would we do JV deals instead of getting clients, or is it the same? Getting a JV deal is getting a client. It's just getting a bigger client, right? And by the way, it's because we're going on LinkedIn. We're actually going to go on LinkedIn in a bit, but because you're on LinkedIn, you're fishing in the right ocean. Does that make sense? The right part of the ocean. They're used to this. They're preconditioned for this, which is good. A trial deal. What's wrong with a trial deal? Pay per lead. So they want to work. Oh, I'm sorry. Our company only does percentage of profits. Okay, no problem. Let's do this. Let's start small. Let's do a trial deal, and we'll do it on a pay per lead, and then we'll graduate to percentage. How's that sound? Exactly. Trial deal example, 10 leads for X dollars. You got it. You guys got it. Any questions on those three so far? Looks like no. Okay, cool. Why do I recommend 3 to 5 JV deals in the works at any given time? Anybody know? Some fall through. Some don't work. Same principle behind getting individual clients that own one shop, right? Pipeline's got to be full. Keep the pipeline full. You guys are pipeline heavy today. Look at that. That's so funny. I love it, though. That's true. You got to keep the pipeline full, okay? It's not very difficult to do, by the way. I'll show you how to do that. We're going to cover that. I just wanted to make sure these bullet points are good before we just jump into that, okay? It's one thing to just jump into that. Hey, guess what? I give you guys slides to the coaching calls thanks to Gorick, right? Gorick Francois, I guess is how I say it, out in Belgium, right? He recommended I post up the templates, or not the templates, but the slides in PDF form. And, yeah, somebody's excited. It just says message template. Don't get too excited. The message template's right here, okay? Yeah, Mark, I thought it was a great suggestion, and I always give shout-outs to people that come up with great ideas. By the way, if you have a great idea, I'm more than open to hearing it. Where would you post an idea like that? An idea that's got to be directed to me. Where would you send that to? Support@callsuit.com. You guys are great. I love it. But hey, I'll see it. And guess what? If it's a good idea, if it's something everyone can benefit from, I'll implement it. Like Gorick suggested that last week, and it's done, right? And every coaching call from here on, that'll be done as part of the process. So let me go over the message here real quick. I'll jump back into the chat box, okay? Okay, so the first thing is I put hi name. I notice you do sales via phone orders, and my company, and by the way, you need to make sure that they do. Okay, you can't just message this to anybody. And my company has a ton of live phone calls looking specifically for HVAC repair or whatever your solution is for the vertical. Too many, really. We're looking for a company like yours that would be open to trying our exclusive live phone calls out first, and if it's a fit, buy the exclusive rights to all of them. Right? I'm going to break this down piece by piece, by the way. We're looking for that one company we can partner with for the next few decades. Can your company handle more live and qualified phone calls right now? Okay? I see that? So let me break this down for you. First off, I call them out by name. I call out something specific to their business. It needs to be true, so you got to check. Make sure they go to their website. A lot of people link to their website on their LinkedIn profile. Look at their website. Do they have a phone number? Do they take orders over the phone? Good. Then this is true. So you're telling them something you noticed about what they do. Okay? Then you tell them what you have. Okay? If someone's looking for HVAC repair clients or customers, then this is going to really catch their attention. Too many, really. What am I telling them there? I got a lot. I said it here, but I said it here too. I restated it. So all they see is what? If they're skimming this, all they see is what? They see their name. Yeah, we do phone orders. Okay, he says he's got a ton of calls. Oh shit, it's for HVAC repair. Too many? Wow, right? This is like a knockout punch right here. Okay, we're looking for a company like yours that would be open. Did I say, are you interested right out of the gate? No. I'm telling him what I'm looking for. He may not be the person I message may not be the one, but maybe he's got a buddy in the business, in the same business as him, right, that would be open to. No, I'm not open to it, but my buddy is. I get messages like that all the time, by the way. Open to trying our exclusive live phone calls out first. Trying our exclusive live phone calls first. I'm telling him what it is, not just live phone calls, but exclusive. I mentioned that a couple times, but that's the first time I mention it. And if it's a fit, no pressure, right? No pressure. Buy the exclusive rights, key phrase there, exclusive rights to all of them. Again, hitting what? Tons of them, right? Lots of calls. then you guys know this next line, what this is all about. We're looking for that one company we can partner with for the next few decades. Makes sense. Does that sound like I'm an established business? Absolutely. Am I looking for, rinky-dink one-shops? I'll take them, but I'm not looking for those with this message, right? And then the next line here, can your company handle more live and qualified phone calls right now? Now, why? So let's go over a few things. Obviously, I went over that, but let's go over a few pieces about this message. Number one, LinkedIn. You don't write anything more in a paragraph. Anything more than that, and when I say a paragraph, this might even be too long. You got to keep it short. You got to keep it short. Most people on LinkedIn are on their mobile. This could be read on a mobile, especially once you catch their attention with HVAC repair, too many really, right? If that's sent out to a targeted person for HVAC repair for a company, they're going to pay attention. They're going to read the rest because it's only like 3 sentences. See what I'm saying? Very short. But I get my point across, right? So very short message, very personalized with the name and noticing what they do in their company, offering a specific solution to a problem they may have. And then what do I end it in? I end it in a question. Why do I end the message in a question? Put in the chat box. Why do I end the message in a question? So they email back. So they respond back, right? So they respond back. Here's what's funny. You put your name and phone number in. How many of you think I get more emails than calls? Put a 1 in the chat box if you think I get more emails with this message than calls. Everybody's putting 2. I didn't even tell you to put 2, but yeah, you got it. That's right. I get more calls than I get more emails. More calls than I get emails. Why? Because the number's in there, right? And I ended in a question. Right? And they're on their phone already. I mean, shit. How hard is it, right? Exactly. Faster to reach out to me, find out more information about doing the deal before we actually do the deal, right? So yeah, you ask a question, you keep it short, very specific to them, personalized, ask a question at the end, throw your phone number. Copy paste this shit. You guys are going to get this. So I've done LinkedIn marketing for a long time. It's some of the first few training courses and products I ever put out were on LinkedIn, okay? And so I've been doing this ever since LinkedIn's had like the old messaging platform, okay? And they've updated a lot of stuff on their site since, okay? And they continue to do so. Here's what's interesting. So I actually used to use all kinds of different templates. And over time, I found out the short templates work the best because of the mobile access, the mobile users. 45%, by the way, of LinkedIn users use the mobile app, not a browser on their mobile, but the mobile app for LinkedIn. 45% use the app. The others are mostly mobile. Not everybody, but mostly. So that's well over 50%. I don't know what the exact number is, but I can guarantee you it's over 50% of LinkedIn users are on a mobile device of some kind. Interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. So this message, before they changed over their platform, I used to write a message that was similar to this with a phone number, but I would always get email responses back, okay? And my email response rate would average anywhere from like 15 to 30+%, okay? That means an email response back. So if I sent 10 messages, I'd get 1.5 to 3, maybe 4, okay, at the most, back, interested. Whereas this message, now that LinkedIn's updated their messaging platform, this is a while back, but still, once they updated it and made it more like Facebook's messaging platform, this short message converts even better, as well as the conversions I'm getting are phone calls. So I'm getting 15 and 20% callback rate, not response rate on email, but callback rate. People are calling me 1.5 to 2 for every 10 that I send. That's awesome, right? It's pretty cool. Okay, so you guys get that. A very valuable tool there. Oh, by the way, everybody else that uses LinkedIn, for the most part, I'd say the majority, they write this huge long like sales page with a link. and say thank you for your time and shit like that. Shit that doesn't work hardly as I won't say it doesn't work. It's barbecue A, barbecue B. And trust me, barbecue A is really crappy compared to on this example compared to barbecue B here. Okay? This is definitely the barbecue B right here. Someone's asking if this fits in the request to connect. No, this is too big for the connect. You wouldn't message us in the request to connect. Oh shit, I went too far. Okay. You guys didn't see that. Let me come back out of here. We're going to go to LinkedIn, okay? All right, so here we are on LinkedIn. It might look different depending on the last time you logged in, okay? And a lot of things have changed with their search. I'm going to look up pest control. Everybody see that? Pest control. I'm going to look at people, right? Is this somebody I want to talk to? One in the chat box if this is somebody I want to talk to. Roger Karen. Now, if I'm not connected to this guy, I'm third degree, what can I do? Does anybody know? Can anybody see on the screen here what I can do? A lot of people are saying no, not Roger. Yes, Roger. I'll talk to Roger. I could send an email. What else could I do? I could join a group he's in. Everybody see this? Anybody know what this is right here? Email Hunter. Cordell got it. This is a Chrome extension. It's called Email Hunter. Email Hunter. So if I don't want to send an in-mail or if I don't have a premium account, I hit that. Find email addresses. Boom. Right? Pretty cool. Can I email him? Absolutely. Now, is Roger barbecue A or barbecue B in terms of what I'm looking for? The app is called Email Hunter. What's going on, Ockert? Haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you, bud. It's called Email Hunter. They may have changed the name just to Hunter, it looks like. I think they definitely redid their brand. They've always had this little wolf logo, but I think they might have just changed the name to Hunter now. Just be aware. Yeah, for those of you who are answering the question on barbecue A or barbecue B, he's barbecue A. He's not exactly someone that he might be a one-off. He's a pest control professional at Colonial Pest Control. He's probably not the boss either, but here's the interesting thing. Even if he were the boss, is Colonial Pest Control a one-stop shop or is it a multi-location? We don't know, but what most likely is it? Nope, it's most likely a one-off. Most likely. Now, Preston Peterson. Barbecue A or barbecue B? Barbecue B. Why is he barbecue B? A couple of reasons. Why is he barbecue B? He's a CEO of Ardent Pest Control. But why else is he barbecue B? Yeah, CEO, decision maker. You guys got it. What else? He owns the company. Right. What does the title CEO tell you? Now, it's not true in every case, but when someone decides to call themselves the CEO, what does that tell you about the size of the company? It could be bigger than one location, right? You guys got it. You guys got it. Now, how do I know? I got to go find it, right? If Google will get its shit together, maybe we can find it. All right. What was that, Fort Worth? There it is. Ardent Pest Control. Where's the site at? Hold on, let me find the site. I forget it. We'll just go over here. Ardent Pest Control. Oh my goodness. 1996 called. They want their website back. Contact. How many locations do they have? Is that worth my time? Yeah, they're clients. Why not? Right? By the way, you notice they're in 2 different areas, right? It's not like they've got five locations in San Antonio. They've got 1 office and 1 office here. Does that mean, by the way, that they don't have 5 locations in San Antonio? No. Maybe that's the headquarters for San Antonio in general. We don't know till we call, right? Same in Dallas. But these are 2 different areas and at least 2 different locations that we can target for call-only ads, as well as other ads in the future, like I said, when we get the software, right? But that's the deal. And I've got a phone number. I need to find out which office is their main office, but with a little bit of digging, that shouldn't be too difficult. Find out which is their main office, right? So I can find the CEO and actually reach out to him. I can also grab his email, right? I know Ardent Pests, so I'm going to look under Email Hunter and see if his email matches CEO at Ardent Pest or whatever it is at Ardent Pest. If that's his email address, it's most likely his direct email. Pretty awesome, right? How long did it take me to find this guy? I mean, I know it took me a few minutes to explain my thought process, but how long did it take me to really find him? Not even a minute, right? Not even. That's including if you log into LinkedIn, right? Okay, you guys got it. Someone's asking what the logo looks like for Email Hunter. It looks like this little fox or wolf or whatever it is. I think it's a wolf. It looks like a wolf to me. Might be a fox, though. Okay, so you guys got it. Is everybody, and I'm not going to go through all of the LinkedIn training I have because this isn't a LinkedIn training thing, but are you seeing the value of just in like a minute pulling a couple of good candidates? One that's got multiple locations. Okay, you guys got it. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Just want to make sure you see that. So do you have to start out with this? No. Oh, someone's saying it's a coyote. Whoops. I've never met an orange coyote. I was thinking fox because, you know, they're kind of orange, right? Wolf, I'm not sure why I thought orange wolf, but yeah, coyote works. We can do coyote. All right. All right. So back to, okay. So we're back to our, so now we got the big surprise. You know I like surprises. I like to surprise people, right? Llz00 Hero Tour. Oh, snap. I went and had a logo made and everything, so you know what that means, right? I'm serious about this. You guys ready to find out what the Hero Tour is? Does anybody know what the Hero Tour is yet? Cool, okay. So, the Llz00 Hero Tour, it's a worldwide tour. It's starting in June of this year. Okay? That's what you need to know. June 2017, that's when it starts. After we get back from Thailand, basically. So the Llz00 Hero Tour, here's a couple things you want to know about it. There's going to be an application. Oh, when I say application, a lot of people think, oh, shit, he's going to charge. No. This is free of charge. If you're a member, if you're an ads member, you can apply to the Llz00 Hero Tour free of charge. If I decide to come work with you, it's going to be free. You're going to work your ass off, but it's going to be free. So no event costs for the Hero Tour, right? No event cost. Want to make sure that's very clear. So when I say application, don't get all freaked out. It's not going to cost you anything, okay? Cost you some time. You're going to work your ass off, but other than that. Now, there's no guarantees, okay? Got to make sure that's very, very clear. The application's not out yet. I'll update the Facebook group. If you haven't noticed, the Facebook group, you want to stay really in tune with that. I mean, there's a reason why it's so active because we're always in there, not just myself, but all the members and everything. There's lots and lots of reasons to be in there. I make all the training updates I post in Facebook, any kind of applications or event notifications or, you know, short of me brushing my teeth, it's in the group, right? I'm not going to tell you what I ate for lunch. I'm not going to tell you I brushed my teeth, but everything else is pretty much in the group. Okay, so stay tuned in the group. There's only one of me, okay? I can't make any guarantees on this. If I make a commitment to come make a tour stop, wherever you're at, then that commitment's going to be honored, okay? That will be guaranteed. But I can't guarantee just because you submit an application that I can come to you, okay? Now, all of our tour stops are going to be covered via video and updates, okay, as well as the progress that was made in each business that I'm working in, okay? So it's going to be me and one person, myself and one person, or a partnership. Like if there's two people in a business, that's fine too. I'll work with that business, and I don't mean coach or mentor. I mean I will work. So I'll be on the phones closing clients with you. I will be duplicating campaigns with you, okay? And we're gonna chronicle it. We're gonna basically journal it, if you will, for everybody, document it so that everybody can see not everything about your vertical. We're not going to go that way with it because I don't want to do that to you. But we're going to show people what's possible. So, for example, you may have been starting out at 5, 10 clients. By the time I leave, we want to double that, right, and show the value of that and have new things in place like new staff and getting them trained up and have your client engagement sequence up and things like that, right? So this starts in June 2017, okay? Everybody excited about that? If you are excited about that, put a 1 in the chat box. Love it. Okay. Wow. You guys love that. I do too. You know what? It gives me a perfect reason. You guys know I love to travel. If you don't, you do now. I love to travel. And nothing could make me happier than spending 1 to 2 hours a day with you for at least a couple weeks working in your business, right? That'd be great. All right. So let's talk about where everything's at. A lot of people want to know where shit's at. Someone wants to know picking a vertical. Ask that at the end. I'll answer it for you, okay? So where is everything? Where do I start? Anybody know where we start? Someone said the training. Someone said the beginning. You guys are a bunch of smart asses. That's so funny. I love it. So where do I start? Let me see if I can pull the site up. For some reason, it wasn't pulled up here. Oh, I see why. One sec. Let me pull up the site. Someone says Module 1. That's correct. Part 1. That's correct. Now let me show you where Part 1 is at. Okay? Oh, by the way, when you log in and you see this main screen, this is an update bar, right? Up at the top, update bar. Everybody see where it says Llz00 SEO? Does that apply to you if you're a Llz00 Adz member? Yes or no? No. It says Llz00 SEO. That is not you unless you're Llz00 SEO. Okay. I had a few, believe it or not, folks, a few questions come through like that. They're not stupid questions, but they need to be answered, right? I want to make sure everybody's very clear on that. Okay. So once I log in Llz00 Adz, everybody see where it says Getting Started and this big-ass red bold read before doing anything else? This is not putting together your lawnmower This really is important shit. You need to read it, okay? Otherwise, you're wasting your time. You're wasting our time. Read it, okay? A lot of questions are answered just by reading this, okay? And if you see somebody asking questions about where to get started, have them start here, okay, and read this and go to part 1, which is here, part 2, part 3, et cetera, right? Okay, cool. Process maps. I'm just going to leave it on this screen. So the process maps, where are the process maps at? Who knows? Let's see in the chat box. Part 8, that's right. Now, part 8, 9, and 10 are separate. Everybody see that? It's under Llz00 Adz Private Coaching, 8, 9, and 10. They're separate. Now, a lot of people are wondering why they're separate. Well, number one, this is the base training. Base training, right? This is advanced and cool shit. Whatever you want to call it. Advanced and cool shit, okay? So, do you go through this first or do you go through the base first? Obviously, if you start at part 1, then you're going to be going through the base first. So that's one of the reasons why, one of the many reasons why it's broken up into 2 parts like that. Go through the base, start applying, come here, learn the rest, okay? But yes, process maps are in part 8, right? Why are process maps in part 8? Someone was asking why they're not at the very beginning. Someone answer why the process maps are down here. They're advanced. They're advanced. Because if you don't go through the training first, exactly, you got to learn that process first. If you don't do that first and you just come to this process map, shit's not going to make sense to you. Step by step, going through part 1, that's the deal. You guys got it. Awesome. Love it. But for reference, part 8 at the bottom, process maps, okay? I had these built out, gosh, within the first 30 days of launching Llz00 Adz, we had this built out. I built these out personally, actually, okay? All right. Next on the list, sales training and scaling. Where's sales training and scaling at? Let me scroll back up to the top. Some saying module 9. Module 9, nope. All right, here it is. You guys ready? Part 8, which we're under. If you scroll to the bottom, keep scrolling. Everybody see this? Battle of Fort Lauderdale training. Scaling and closing multiple clients. Get started now. It's its own page. It's that important. It got its own page, okay? Why is this in the advanced section? Do you need clients before you go after the process, before you do the process? Sure, you can go after clients. Is that where we wanted you to start? No. Can you start here today? Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. Here's the process. Look at that. Duplication of your AdWords account or your ad campaigns. Look at that. Part 2, all about getting leads. Message templates. Email, voicemail, social media, it's all in here. Everything you need. All the different tools that we recommend to use. We're going to update this list. There's a couple new ones, but there's a list there for you. How to scale out with the pages. Right? Sales conversation. Want to know how to talk to somebody? Come here. Call recordings from that first event. We got a lot of call recordings from this last event, and we'll post those up later. But you got some ideas of clients being closed, right? And then this was a contest we did. I should probably take that out, but we did a December Blitz for people coming out to the Vegas event, right? As you can see. So that's already happened. That's no longer applicable, but still. And then call recording apps. This is the one I use because I have an Android. But these are the 2 call recording apps you can use on your phone to record inbound and outbound phone calls. Pretty nifty little page here, huh? Lots of good stuff. Okay. All right, live event recording. Live event recordings. Where do I find live event recordings? I know it looks kind of simple, but under live events. Some of you guys are like, really? Come on, Will. Yeah, man. Hey, I'm telling you. So under live events, we don't have Vegas up yet. It's being edited. But we've got Barcelona training and Fort Lauderdale training. Okay? You can see those there. All right. Private coaching. Advanced section, case studies, and coaching calls. Where do I find the private coaching stuff? Anybody know? Coaching calls. This coaching call is going to be posted up later today. Where's it going to be posted? You guys know this. Some of you do. Coaching call section. Okay. I was looking for a part number, but that's fine. That'll do. So if you look here, Llz00 Adz private coaching, all your private coaching. So you got the advanced strategies, part 8, right? Case studies. All the case study stuff is posted in case studies, part 9. Coaching calls, part 10. Check this out. You guys will love this. Not only do we post up the coaching calls, the replays, but you get the slides. We talked about that. And we talk about, or I list out what we talk about for reference. That way you don't have to be like, oh, shit, which coaching call was it where he talked about live campaign optimization? Now you know, right? Oh, look, keyword robot syndrome, Battle of Fort Lauderdale, right? December Blitz, sales conversation training. That's a good one. I like that one. And a live Llz00 client's journey. Pretty cool stuff. Generating leads using the Medusa multi-touch. Look at this one. WordStream software, AdWords editor review, right? All kinds of cool. We list it out for you so that way you know what you're doing or what you're about to watch, right? And there's been some suggestions in the group as well for speeding up webinars and all that, because I know there's a lot of dead air because I'm waiting to see responses from you guys. I want to communicate with you, right? Make sure everybody's on the same page and understands what we're covering. So, yeah, if you want to speed up the webinar, I heard I sound kind of funny, but you guys get the information a lot faster, and so that's cool. I think on even one of the coaching calls, I was making a joke about I was going to start talking really slow and then really fast just to mess with whoever was using those. So I haven't actually done that. Don't worry. But yeah, that's where you find stuff. Everybody cool on where you find stuff? Any questions specifically on where to find stuff? No questions? Looking good? All right. All right, so hot seat number 1. We've got 2 hot seats open, and then we'll jump into Q&A. I got a little something to show you guys about quality score. That was a question that came up. Want to make sure that's addressed, but we'll do that in the Q&A. So hot seat number 1. If you want to be in the hot seat, you've got a hot mic, and you want to ask some questions, hot seat number 1 is open. Put something in the chat box. Let me know that you want to jump on, and I'll make that happen. Bueller. Nobody? I'm not that scary, am I? Maybe you guys just don't have microphones. Oh, man. Not done the training yet? No worries. Well, if you've got, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're pretty much at Q&A, so if you want to ask questions, now's the time. Josh, you want it. Okay, let me find you. Hold on. Josh has got hot seat number 1. Let me find you, Josh. Crap, I almost had you. Hold on. All right, I got to actually plug in my headset. I'm not using the headset right now. I got to be able to hear you. So give me 1 sec. Let me get my audio transferred over. And then, actually, I should be able to use that headset. Hold on. All right, let me make sure my speakers are set, high definition. Okay, should be good. 1 second. Gonna come back to you. All right, you should have a hot mic now.
Sweet. How you doing?
Good. What's going on, man?
Not much. Not much. Just kind of diving into this system. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
I do have a quick question. I've quoted a client, and then as my data is coming in over the course of the days, I've noticed that there's some keywords that are $50 or $60 a click. And, you know, some of the calls that I've been generating were $9 or $10. So I'm missing an avenue for these additional, more targeted keywords that are broad match phrase match, excuse me, versus broad. And how do I reapproach them and say, you know, it needs to be this much more? Because I'm talking about a roofing client right now. I've quoted them $150 a lead, and I'm getting conversions on $20, $25. But then there's the more broad search that I'm getting the impressions on, but my first position is $60 a click or $80 a click, which I have the room to play with that, but it's something where it would make more sense if how would I approach it basically to, I don't know, say I need this much more so I can get you better leads, or because, you know, I've already quoted them a pretty good amount for a lead, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, oh no, I got more data and I already quoted this guy. So what would be the best way to attack that? Do I say, hey, I got something a little bit better, it's this price, do you want to try it?
So you're talking about the differences between normal search and call only, is that correct?
No, I'm talking about call only roofing, pretty competitive.
All right, so if you're doing call only, you should be able to do the below first page bid strategy, and the reason we have you start small is because you need to optimize the campaign, find the low hanging fruit first, and work your way up to the higher levels. I'll tell you this though, roofing calls, like what are you selling roofing calls for?
150.
150. Okay, that's good. You should be able to, in a local area, a decent sized area, anything over like 100,000 people, you should be able to find leads for $25, $30 a pop, no problem, on call only.
Right. Okay, so then I'm all right then. Just something I'm overthinking.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, and your call volume will go up obviously as you progress through the levels with the below first page bid, and you keep adding those converted keywords to your new search terms campaign. That's gonna produce lower cost per click over time. You just keep running that filter process, and as you optimize over 3 to 6 months, and now keep in mind, if you were doing a national campaign, you could be done in like 30 days, maybe 60. With a local area, it just takes more time. So you're looking at 3 to 6 months to get things super, super dialed in for volume, as well as, so scale, in other words, volume, call volume, as well as cost, right, lowering your cost.
Right.
So, yeah, you're on the right track. I mean, 25 to 30, that's what I've seen, and specifically in the roofing vertical. So, not a problem. And by the way, for those of you listening in, if you want to jump on the hot mic, you don't have to tell your vertical if you don't want to. Some people are pretty protective of that, and so, you know, appreciate you sharing, Josh.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't have to.
And then, can I do one more follow-up?
Sure.
Okay. Quality score. Now, you know, I slapped up some pages like you guys show, you know, not too much content, but then I had, you know, I got a score of a 2 out of 10. You know, how important how much content and how important is it? You know, am I at 1,000 words, good quality content, or am I at 2,000 and then I hide it? Because from the understanding that I got from speaking to an AdWords consultant, is saying that the web crawlers are going out and scanning this page and they're going to rate your score. It's not somebody live doing it. So then I start thinking about, okay, the algorithm is going and giving me this rate. Now, is my ad going to show better if I have better quality content, more content on these quick websites I'm slapping up real fast, or does it even matter?
It doesn't matter. We keep it, by the way, we keep our site separate from SEO, for those of you who are wondering. Not that that's entirely related, but that question might come up based on what you just said. We build one-page sites. We do everything that Yoast SEO requires us to get a green light. So 300 words is ideal. Anything more than that, you're spending more time than you have to on the page. And once you have that one page, you can duplicate it, and you're not going to be penalized for it. They're looking for relevance, and so you change out the keywords that you're using. So the content is almost irrelevant. It needs to be targeted, but once you have that one page set to duplicate, you just hit the duplicate button and change out the keywords and the link and stuff. So it's now for quality score. I have something in Q&A. I've got a screenshot I'm going to share with you guys about quality score and talk about a few things about it, how it relates to call only. It's pretty similar to search, but it's not 100% the same as search, and so I'll explain. Plus, there's been some updates to quality score, how it shows since last year, like late last year, they changed it, and so I want to explain, why you're not seeing a quality score maybe out of the gate and all that stuff. So, but yeah, good question.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Cheers, man.
Hey, man. Glad to keep trucking along. You're gonna do just fine. If you're asking questions like that, you're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I'm stressing because the phone hasn't rang for this roofer.
It will. It will.
Cool.
All right. All right. So, lots of questions coming in for Q&A in a second. We'll get to that. Hot seat number 2. Who's it going to be? Courtney Hamp wants to go. All right, let me find you, Miss Courtney. Ladies representing. Courtney, you're hot. Well, I don't know if you're hot or not, but the mic's hot.
Well, this is going to be really funny to you because I'm a
I love it. I love it. What's going on, dude?
Not a whole lot. Just trying to get through all the training videos one round and get a feel for what's going on because I'm new in the group.
Cool.
But
welcome aboard.
I did. Oh, thank you very much. I did have 2 quick questions. One, do we need to launch a new AdWords account for each vertical? Is there any problem with doing multiple in a single AdWords account?
No, there's no problem with doing that, and it's not required for you to do that. If you want to do that, you can. Like, you're talking under an MCC, right?
Right.
Yeah, you can do that if you want. If you want to do that, keep it separate. I've got a lot of members that do both ways, either MCC or just one account with multiple campaigns for one area, and they just use filters and just filter it out and read their data that way.
That makes sense. I'll look at mine and see what I feel like doing then. And then the second quick question I had, I've applied to a couple offers. I was already a Commission Junction affiliate from doing SEO, so I went in and joined the pay-per-call there, applied to a couple offers, I think 4. About how many offers do you end up applying to and calling and talking to before you get approved for any? Is there a rough number there?
No, I've never applied to an offer I didn't get approved for. Or do you mean network?
Okay. This would be offers, and none of them have rejected. I just haven't seen anything back from the applied. I left a couple voicemails with their affiliate managers, as was recommended in the training. So I wasn't sure if that was, is it getting oversaturated or something?
Well, depends on, I mean, a lot of things, like how often does that manager check the requests that come in. Maybe they're not actually accepting requests and they just haven't said anything or updated their page. I've seen that happen a lot. But usually, especially outside of CJ, like you'll see affiliate networks, they'll tell you paused, like they'll pause it. And yeah, you won't even be able to apply. So sounds like it's just a delay, but if it's not, then it could be very well that somebody's asleep at the wheel, basically. Somebody's not responding.
That makes sense. Okay, well, I'll just I'll keep rolling on those, and I'll also open up a couple more networks as well, and broaden that search.
Sounds good.
All right, I think that's the questions I have so far. Thank you.
Cool, dude. You're welcome. All right. Well, sometimes you run into a guy named Courtney, and that's not a big deal at all. But I know we have some ladies on here. If you're a lady, an actual lady, put a 1 in the chat box. I want to see how many ladies we have representing. Because I wasn't kidding about what I said earlier. You ladies kick ass. That's great. Anna, Debbie, Jessica, Lucille. Okay. The rest of the ladies are shy. That's okay. Welcome, ladies. Seriously, you're going to do big things. Ladies always do very, very big things with stuff like this because it's you guys. I don't know what it is about it, but ladies they just end up being more serious than the guys in a lot of cases. And I'm not saying anything bad about guys, by the way. If you're a guy, you can still do very well with this, but you might want to consider bringing on a lady partner. Just saying. Just saying. All right, let me come back to the slides here. Hot seats are good. All right, so it's Q&A time. Before I do Q&As in the chat box, hold off on that just for a second. I want to show you guys some quality score thingamadoos here, and then we'll jump into to the Q&A. So this is a screenshot actually of an account. It's not my account. It's someone else's account. And so they had a keyword here. If you notice, the quality score has double dashes. So I think it was like September, maybe October, sometime late last year. AdWords used to up to that point, they used to put out just a 6 of 10 for every keyword automatically for quality score. Now nothing shows out of the gate for quality score, and in order for a quality score to be established, you need to have, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 500 impressions at least before Google will even consider establishing a quality score, okay, before they look at the numbers. You can see here, this call for $6, by the way, that's how much it costs for one conversion for one call, which is awesome. 43 impressions. And this, by the way, this is a keyword that's been running since October last year. Okay? Only 43 impressions. Right? How long, and this is in a local area, obviously. It's not a nationwide keyword here, or location for the keyword. So you guys see what I'm saying? Like, how long is it going to take this person to hit 500 before he even gets a quality score? A long, long time. Now, there's a couple things we can do on the rank to increase his impression share, because right now, 43 impressions over the course of, what is that, October, November, December, January, February. So basically 5-6 months, he's basically averaging like 8 impressions a month. But that represents 20% of the impression share. So he's missing, what is that, 8 times 5 is 40. So he's missing another 30-some-odd impressions, 32 impressions a month. So if we were able to get him 40 impressions a month, it would still take him a while to get a quality score established. But at this rate, am I as concerned about quality score as much as I am what? About the numbers, right? This guy charges $30 a lead, by the way. So he just made $23.93. $23.93. Does he really care about what this thing says? No. Right? By the way, because it converted, even though he didn't have a quality score, he went and made the custom, the subdomain and the custom page, right, specifically for this converting keyword. and that's one of the reasons why the cost is down and his position is up, right? So we increase his bids a little bit from where it's at. Yeah, he'll pay a bit more per call, but he'll drive more conversions because he's only at 20%, just at 20% impression share overall. So he's got 80% left to grab of this market for this keyword in this area, right? Which would produce, in theory, 4 more conversions, but at least 2 to 3 for sure, based on these numbers. Now he would pay more per conversion, like maybe $8 or $9 per conversion. But here's what's funny: he'll have 2 to 3 at least conversions that he wouldn't have already had. So does he care about spending a few bucks more per? No, absolutely not. He's going to make way more money in terms of overall profit, right, from this one keyword that's very, very low, right? So quality score, sometimes you'll get a quality score established and it'll be shitty. It'll be like a 2 or a 3. And then you'll go in and you'll build your page out in search terms, and it'll still be shitty. And you're like, why is it so shitty? It's high volume, like it's a good keyword, because there's a lot of competition. Okay? Quality score is not just about you, all right? Despite what you might think, it's not all about you, right? Sometimes it's about your competition. And so quality score, while it's important to understand what affects it and what to improve upon for quality score, you need to understand that doing those things is more important than using this as like the end-all be-all for determining your success. What the end-all be-all should be for you in business is numbers. Money in, money out, right? Money in, money out. Those are the important things, right? Okay, cool. So if you're not a Llz00 Adz member yet, I think we covered this at the beginning, but I'll cover it again. Support@Llz00.com, submit a ticket, put AdWords I want in. If you've got questions about that, then this will be the perfect place to submit that inside the ticket, okay? Like, what all does this cover, all that jazz, it's all in here, okay? All right, let me come back to Q&A. And let's open the chat box. Holy crap. Okay, I got to scroll back up to the top here a little bit. In 1 second. Let's see. Oh, crap. That went all the way to the top. I'm sorry. I'm having some GoToWebinar challenges here. I hate the questions box sucks. You guys rock it, but GoToWebinar's design for this thing sucks. Can't believe they did a massive upgrade to their platform and didn't fix this. What a piece of shit. Okay, now that I got that out of my system, let's see. No microphone now question. Where do we start if we want to go smallest scale local contractor, only least expense on tools? Good question. So I know I recommend a lot of tools. I don't want to freak you guys out with all the expenses and stuff. You don't have to have those tools. What I would recommend you do is, if you're doing local area, stick with the training and use the keyword robot syndrome training, which is coaching call number 3 in part 10, right? We just covered where everything's at. Everybody should know where that's at. And in part 9, there's a case study, Miss Jean's case study, part 3. We'll also cover keyword robot syndrome, okay? That's what I would do. And by the way, using that method or to avoid the keyword robot syndrome doesn't involve keyword tools. Just say it. So, or if it does involve keyword tools, they're free. So, least expensive way, that would be a good way. I've also seen in the group, some of you guys and gals have been sharing resources for like group buys for SEMrush and stuff like that. I mean, I can't make any recommendations on that, right? I mean, that would probably be against their terms of service, but I can't stop you guys from sharing that stuff anyway. So, so if it's in the group, go find that, and you can probably find that for a few bucks for SEMrush, which would normally be like $70 a month. All right. Can you try to get it at a lower cost before trying to increase your fee? I'm not sure what the question's referring to. Can you, Cordell, can you be a little more specific for me in the chat box, and I'll see if I can answer that for you. Can you use pay-per-call to drive traffic to a site, or is it just for calls? Just for calls. Where's the duplicate button? The duplicate button is one of the plugins we have you add to your WordPress site when you're doing the site build-out, which is part 5? No. Is it part 5? Oh, my goodness. You guys got me guessing. Hold on. Where's it at? Where's it at? Here we go. Part 6. Part 6. So part 6, duplicate button plugin can be found there. Also, tools and resources should have the duplicate button plugin. All right. Let's see here. If you're duplicating the same pages across multiple websites and domains, are you using WordPress? Yes. I recommend looking at the plugin CMS Commander. Actually, that CMS Commander has been recommended by Rob Lewis already in the group. If you want to search there, you can find that. I'm sure you already know about it because you're recommending it here. But yeah, CMS Commander, if you're managing multiple WordPress sites, is not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. And you can find that if you do a search in the group. By the way, Facebook group, let me minimize that. If you're in the group, see this search bar right here? If I do CMS, it'll probably come up just with CMS. Boom, Rob Lewis shared that on March the 2nd. There it is. All right, nice little function on the group there that you guys can use. All right, let's see. Let me come back here, Q&A. Let's see. Where's the sheet that I had shown that was all procedures listed in order? Okay. So you want to go to the process maps. It's going to be more accurate depending on which model you're going after. So if you're going after affiliate, then look at the affiliate process map. The reason why I didn't include that document, that was the product outline. I was using the product outline to lay out the steps. And so later on, I built the process maps like a few weeks later and loaded those up. So the process maps are going to be more accurate depending on which way you're going with it. And that's in part 8 at the bottom. Is there a downside to having the call-only ads on my SEO site? There's a possible downside. And I mean, if there's even a possibility of a sliver of a chance of it affecting your SEO sites, then I wouldn't recommend it. And so Chris and I are of the same mind. Don't cross over. Don't cross the streams. Those of you who are Ghostbuster fans, right? Do not cross the streams. Is it okay to skip the affiliate offers, go straight to clients, or is that not recommended? You can do whatever you want. There is no recommendation on that. I'm sure a lot of people would probably want me to recommend the affiliate to local client transition, but it's not a recommendation. It's not a requirement. Remember, you're the captain of your ship. You determine where it goes. Good question, though. Lots of good questions. I like these. Good. All right. Can I talk on picking a vertical to get started? You know, I would love to do that again, but instead, what I'll have you do is go to Coaching Calls Part 10 and listen to I believe it's this one. Maybe it's number 9. Yes, it's number 9, I believe. Coaching call number 9. Or is it? Let me just double check. Nope, I'm sorry. Coaching call number 10, selecting the right vertical. I apologize. Coaching call number 10, selecting the right vertical. Already covered the hell out of it. Probably not a good idea to do it again and again, right? I want to make sure everybody's questions get answered, because I actually got a bolt here in a bit. I got like 10 minutes, and then I got to get going. All right. Do we take a credit card over the phone through the Llz00 platform? You can take a credit card over the phone through PayPal. You don't have to do it through the Llz00 platform, because the Llz00 platform syncs with PayPal for people to front load their account. Or I say people, your clients, once they are your clients, they can front load their account from their back office when you set that up. Okay. Do you think it's possible to be profitable with a roofing affiliate offer that pays out $16 if you stated earlier that roofing calls tend to cost $20? It's possible to be profitable, but your volume is going to be so low it's kind of not worth it. At least for right now with call-only ads. Now, when we have that software and we do phone retargeting, SMS retargeting, and you're able to run all those other platforms, all those other paid ad sources, yeah, that's going to change like overnight, which is why we're working on it. Again, nobody else has that anyway, so you're not missing out on anything, but that's the best advice that I have for you as of the time of this coaching call. But that will change for you, definitely. It opens up a lot of different verticals. Okay. I'm really new. Where do I get this training and this recording? So, you know what? I covered all that earlier slides, but I'll tell you what. It sounds like you maybe came in late. So I'll tell you where to find this coaching call because I just covered where to find literally everything in this training. I'm not going to do that again. So what I will do, though, is point you to Part 10, Llz00 Adz Private Coaching, Part 10. You'll land on this page, and if you scroll down to the bottom, when I upload the replay, below number 10, you'll see number 11 down here with the slides, and I show you exactly where everything is at, okay? So you should be good to go on that. Yeah. Come on down here. Let's see. Someone's asking why that didn't return a low search volume notification. The reason it did return a low search volume notification is because it's in a very, very tight local area, and it does drive searches, and Google knows that. I mean, 43 impressions being 20% of the impression share altogether, that's a few hundred impressions, and Google it doesn't look at that as nothing, right? But anything less than that, yeah, Google's probably going to throw a low search volume at you. What's an ideal target for 43 impressions, 2.5% click-through rate? An ideal target is going to be anything north of 1%. So if you're doing 2.5, I've seen actually in this particular campaign I was looking at where I grabbed that screenshot, I saw 6, I saw 8, I saw 9. So that's phenomenal, right? 2-3%, pretty good, not too shabby, right? For call only. Specifically for call only. I'm not talking regular search, obviously, but call only. Let's see. Is there a downside to having the only having the call only ads on SEO? So I think we already asked that. Already answered that. Is it a good idea to go after JV clients like shown without any data? Just get the sale first, then do the whole setup for the Google campaign and calls start to come in. I would recommend, this is one of the reasons why I personally show how to do affiliate to local client transition, because you're allowed, well, it allows you to get data, right? Even if you don't make all your money back, or even if you don't have a profitable affiliate campaign, if you're driving targeted phone calls based on search terms and your recordings, your call recordings, then you know that you've got a good campaign, right? And now you can take that campaign and you can predict what the volume is going to be like. So yeah, I would say doing something like that, whether you run it to an affiliate offer or just run it to a phone number and have somebody take the information and forward it on to a provider with like Jill's office, for example. Whatever it is you do, I would say run ads to find out. Let the data tell you the answer to that, because I wish I had the answer. Right? But the data is always going to have the answer, right? That's why I teach you to read the data, by the way. In these past coaching calls, like 8 and 9, I teach you how to read the data. Reading your campaign, making good optimization decisions. I teach you that for that reason. Let's see. I would like to know more about Llz00 Nation and the difference of Llz00 Adz so I can decide. Llz00 Nation is in addition to Llz00 Adz, and so they're separate. They are. What I would do is send in a ticket to support@llz00.com, and they'll sort you out on that. Chris said we can access a list of PBNs. I think he said Module 8. Any idea? Oh, excuse me, that's a separate question. Okay, so Chris said we can access a list of PBNs. PBNs are not used for what we do. If you're an SEO member, which it sounds like you are, this is not the same course. It's not what we do. Not that coaching call. Not that kind of a coaching call. Someone says SEO, boo hiss. You guys are funny. SEO is good. SEO is good. I don't do very well with it personally. That's my experience, and that's because I haven't used Chris's system, by the way. So, and I know Chris's system gets results. So, let's see. Any idea what good HVAC leads would cost? That's going to vary. I mean, per area. If you're talking nationwide average, I'd say like local campaigns, probably 20, 25, maybe 30 a lead starting out, and you can probably optimize that down to about 20, I would think, cost, which is not too terrible. And that's a guesstimate, by the way. I don't have exact numbers, right? This is why we run our numbers, so that the data can tell us, right? We've got to learn how to read the data. What do you do with keywords in your main campaign that show up as rarely shown? I delete them immediately. I treat them like low search volume. Anything that says rarely shown due to low quality score, deleted. All right. Oh, somebody was asking, Cordell was asking that question earlier about the hot seat. Was there ways for him to lower his costs? I'm trying to remember which hot seat that was. I think was it Courtney's? Or was it Joshua's? Probably Joshua's. I think it was Joshua's with the roofing. Ways to lower costs. Yeah, the ways to lower costs is through below first page bid, new keyword ideas, search terms, and call recordings. Those are the big ones, right? But that's all in the training, and he's still going through it. So let's see. Let's see. Have a small used car dealer with an independent auto repair shop as a tenant. Would you combine them to get started? No, I'd probably run separate campaigns, and I would find a vertical to run, either auto repair or used car dealer, right? And auto repair is going to do far better than used car dealer in terms of call-only ads. We're talking specifically call-only ads. So I would stick with that and kind of do something else for the car dealer, or try out call-only, but let them know that that's going to be more expensive on that side, which they probably won't like. Car dealers don't like spending money like that usually. I mean, it's weird. They love spending money on high-quality leads, but if your margins are going to be really tight, is what I'm trying to say, because it's going to cost you money to generate those high-quality leads too, right? How soon will this call be posted in the members area? So it takes usually a couple hours for the recording to render, and then I've got to post it. Today's going to be a little special. It'll be later tonight when it gets uploaded, but it will be today. Later tonight it will be uploaded. I've got a couple webinars I've got to do after this call, and so I'll be having to bounce here. Actually, in a few minutes I need to bounce to get ready for that. Let's see. Sometimes Google says we have a click, but it does not result in an actual call. Google still charges me for the click. How can we avoid getting a click but no call? And that person left. But I'll answer it anyway. So everybody should understand this. If you don't, here's your chance to understand this. Google still charges you per click when you do call-only ads. You still pay per click, okay? And not all clicks will turn into phone calls. How do you get that one-to-one click-to-call ratio? Or what we know is the phone-through rate, the PTR. Good PTRs come from good ad copy and targeted keywords, high buyer intent keywords. So the higher the intent of the keyword and the better the ad copy, then the better, the more clicks will turn into phone calls, right? That's the deal. All right. Let's see here. William, does it matter if I purchase a new domain name and build a call-only ads website on that, or should I purchase an expired domain with my niche keyword? Is there any added value going the expired domain method? I wouldn't take a chance. I would just get a new domain. Just keep it simple. What is the Medusa Multitouch? The Medusa Multitouch is our multi-touch marketing method for prospecting and landing clients. And that's covered in the Battle of Fort Lauderdale training, which is, you can find a link for that at the bottom of Part 8. Is that Facebook for the Upgrade private group? They didn't accept requests. Yeah, if you're not a Llz00 Adz member, they're not going to let you into that group. Sorry. That group is only filled with active members, so it's updated every day, actually. Every day. Maybe even several times a day, from what I see. All right, if we're going after home service niche and we want to offer a trial, what average costs are the calls? Do you think 3 calls would be enough for the potential clients to see the value? So the first question on the trial, the cost per call is going to vary. All right, every vertical is going to be different. I mean, pest control is a home service and so is pool cleaning, but one's a little more of an urgent home service than the other, right? They're both seasonal, but one's more seasonal than the other because there's a lot of places where bugs live year-round. And when I say live year-round, I mean are a problem year-round. So yeah, I would say you're looking at a range of $5 to $10 a call on average, and that's a very general answer because that's a very general question, right? And I understand you probably don't want to give up your vertical, but that's all I can do for you on that question. Do you think the second question? Do you think 3 calls would be enough for the potential clients to see the value in a trial offer? Not really. No. I don't recommend doing that, and so I don't see the value as if you were to offer me a trial, 3 calls is 3 calls. Like I'd look at you and say, okay, well, what happens when you turn the faucet on? You know, am I going to get a bunch of shit calls now? Like I got to keep on top of that. What if out of those 3 calls your averages suck? Right? That's possible. Do I see the value in your calls at a trial? No. That's another reason why I don't recommend trials, right? If you're talking trials for the JV deals like we were mentioning earlier, that's a different scenario. I would do way more trial calls because it's going to be a bigger deal, right? I'd do way more trial calls. And when I say trial calls, I'm still getting paid up front. You understand that, right? Not trial like free trial, but paid calls. So I would charge an upfront deposit for that. Absolutely, I would. All right. So using your pest control niche affiliate example, should we apply for multiple pest control offers from the various offer sites or just simply get one pest control offer and go for it? Yeah, you can split test. Use the round robin feature in Llz00. That's not a bad idea. I didn't initially do that. I wanted to work exclusively with one network, and I ended up switching the offer over because I found something that did convert better. Round robin would show you what converts better pretty much out of the gate when you use it, once you have enough data, obviously. All right. Let's see. So on that point, we spent a lot of time building out an authority site, brand new, or brand for a few specific niches, that are all coherent to one another. How should we add words those verticals with a separate domain? Yes, separate domain. Keep it separate. Do not cross the streams. Is it worth putting a decent basic website for the main website up for AdWords, call only ads, in case someone sees the main URL? Again, when someone clicks on your ad on call only, no one sees the page. I don't care what you put in there, okay? No one's going to see it. Just put a domain in there, make it a .com, and quit overthinking. Okay? All right. Let's see. Ba, 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 ba. Isn't there a coaching call number 6, getting clients getting started in a few minutes? Yeah, we talk about sales conversation in that one. Absolutely. And the Medusa multi-touch. We sure do. So we cover it in a couple places. Should newbies apply to Llz00 Hero Tour, and what should you have accomplished before you do? That's a good question. Thank you for that. So Llz00 Hero, you're going to want to be established. And when I say established, I mean you're going to want to have clients. So you have everything you need right now to do that. And once you do that, then submit an application. Because you got to think, if I'm coming out to spend time with you, and it's going to be working in the business and not, not like over the phone, or like I'll be there in person. There should be no reason why you should not already have a business up and running, right? At least something. So yeah, I would recommend, and the more the better, right? If you need good examples of what more the better looks like, look at Marlon, look at Brian Bean, look at people that came away from the Vegas event, including those two, right? You've got some people I would watch for would be the Dart brothers, Jason Laird, who else? Miss Caroline, Jamie Randall. Like, there's a bunch of people that came away from that thing with business or with a lot of prospects on the line, and probably have business by now. Those are good examples for you to follow for the Hero Tour, right? Anything less than that, we've got training that covers you, right, for you to get to that point. All right, a few more questions, and then I have to bounce. Let's see. When starting out in a new vertical, is the recommended plan of action to first do a national campaign with each of the 50 states listed as a location, then find which areas are getting good traction, and then do local regional campaigns for those areas? That's a good way to go. I mean, I have a case study going like that, if that's what you're asking for pest control. There is no recommendation, though, right? You choose the path you want to choose. And the second question, if so, how long does this typically take? 30 to 45 days. So that varies. Depends on the volume you can drive and how good you are at optimizing your campaigns, dialing them in, and then scaling them back out into those local areas. It just depends. But 30 to 45 days would probably be a minimum window that I would say. Like, ideally, you'd want to run an affiliate campaign 90 days-ish with you on top of it. And then you'd be able to have plenty of data to go and start scaling out local clients. You'd be more than ready. Let's see. Okay, so David, reach out to me. If this is David Wells, reach out to me directly, and I'll get you an answer on that. I know you already did once. Do it again, and I'll go and find out for you. I don't have any other information on it, and if support's not getting you what you need, then I'll find a way to get it to you. Okay. All right. Can I use this training if I'm only doing affiliate campaigns? Yes. Yes, you can. Does it matter if I purchase a new domain name and build a website on that, or should I purchase an expired domain? I think we already answered that. I think that might be a duplicate. You use a new domain. What is Llz00 SEO? That's a great question. Support at llz00.com will tell you all about Llz00 SEO. It's basically pay-per-call using SEO instead of pay-per-call using ads, right? All right. Let's see. We need to choose a niche where people won't want to research on the website, correct? Where customers just know what it is and need it now, like carpet, water extraction, or plumbing leaks. Yes, you got it. You got it. Do you have any advice on setting up a LinkedIn profile and business page? Absolutely, I do. I just don't have time to cover it, right? And this is Llz00 Adz, so it's not. I'll see what I can do about finding some stuff. I think I recorded some stuff with. I know I did. I just got to go find it. Chris has some of my LinkedIn training recordings. I don't know what he did with them, but if they're available, I'll find a way to get those to you guys in the Facebook group. Okay, cool. Any other questions? Looks like I ran down to the bottom of the list. So this will be last call. Because I got a couple webinars I got to go prepare for. Oh, water. Awesome. Okay. Hey, you're welcome for the call. Appreciate it. I'm excited about you guys being excited. Llz00 Hero Tour, that's going to be awesome. Stay tuned for more details on that. Probably even do a couple videos for it just because I'm so excited about it. I can't wait. I can't wait to work with you guys like that on that level and, take you from 10 clients to 20, to 30, because we already went over the value of each client, right? I mean, that's where stuff really starts to get stupid in a good way, right? So excited about that. Glad you guys came out to the coaching call. Thank you for your interactions. Remember to take care of each other inside of the Facebook group. As new members come in, right, they're going to need some guidance and some help with that. And now you know where everything's at. I don't know why I didn't cover that, I guess, at the beginning, but I do know why, because half the stuff that you see wasn't even around when we first got started. So that ought to give you some hope. Like, half the stuff you have access to, our inaugural members, our charter members, didn't even have access to, and we're killing it. I'm just saying. So that's something to think about. You guys have twice as much opportunity and tools and resources as the old school cats in here, and they crushed it. And there's no reason why you can't do it either, and do it faster and better. And so this is the fastest and best it's ever been, actually on a daily. Every day this thing gets better and better. We keep adding new services and upgrading support and trainings and you name it, right? We got you covered. So glad you guys are here. You're in the right spot. And I'll catch you guys on the next coaching call. Next coaching call will be on the 28th. We do the 14th and 28th every month, right? But this time it'll be at our regular scheduled time, which would be 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. London, and Sydney time would be 7 a.m. the next day. Actually, I take that back. I don't know if you guys will have your time changed or not. So it could be another hour. Could be like, let's see, you guys go forward too, right? So it'd be like 7 or 8, something like that. Or maybe it's 6 or 7. I can't remember. It's somewhere between 6 to 8 over in Sydney. I hate the time change like that because we do different time changes than the rest of the world, and it sucks. So be aware that our time change has happened here in the U.S., and so the time is going to be 1 hour off on Sydney and the U.K. actually for at least another few weeks. So just be aware of that, and I'll catch you guys on the next coaching call. Thanks for coming out.